Hello world and welcome to my world. So this is the line I've been using a lot with all of the live streams, actually all the time, because I realized what is it to live stream, what is it to digitize the surrounding, everything that's going on. It's actually immortalizing the moments, and it's connecting with the other human being, and it's very creative, and it is about the world that we are in. It's not so much about the outer world, which is what we have been experiencing with all of the reality shows that happening. It's much more about the inner world, and that's why I always say hello world and welcome to my world. So thanks everyone for joining. Please subscribe and connect. You can see all of the links underneath if you find this of inspiration. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and right now I'm confined due to COVID to one beautiful location, which I'm actually already live streaming, sharing a lot, but also now I'm doing a new project which is about documenting, sharing the reality of my inner sanctum of the world, about which I'm thinking, about which I've been discovering, and I've just done a series of interdisciplinary project which involves creating the recordings of the Goldberg Variation and also the paintings. And what I have right now in front of us, behind me, but in front of you, and now it's in front of all of us, is the introduction, the first piece in the series. So this one is dedicated to the Aria, the music from Goldberg Variation. We are not 100% certain if it was created by Bach, the Aria, but we are about the remaining of the 30 variation, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit the inner sanctum, let's put it that way, of all of these pieces. So this is the beginning. As you can see, there is every abstract has its figurative aspects, and usually the figurative shows up just like the unconscious is surfacing. And in this one you can actually see the outline of a bird. I wasn't aware of this when I was creating it, but I wanted to do something that's kind of revolutionary, that's always the struggle between the inner outer, between the material immaterial, and I believe that the Goldberg Variation itself are in fact this kind of materiality struggle, because we are not 100% certain of anything we read from the history about the Goldberg Variation, because as we know, Bach has been forgotten for 200 years. And if it wasn't for Mendelssohn, who knows how many more years would have passed with him not even being identified as a composer. So, but we are suspecting it might have been commissioned piece by one of the diplomacy from Russia Corps, and it was the piece that he is classifying in the Klavierübung. So I have, probably it's just my imagination, but I have a feeling that it's kind of like a message to the humanity, this reconciling between the material and immaterial. And I think that it's a very interesting piece. It's written in this form of the variation. It's following the bass, and then it's kind of, each one is very different. It's doing all of the structures and variation, as it says, as the name itself says. And in this painting, I'm kind of exploring this rebelliousness and also the vividity of life, even though it may not have been fully Bachian, because actually this piece was created right at the beginning as I was starting to practice to learn the Goldberg Variations, and made the actual effort. So okay, let's put it that way. Aria, a movement from left to right until we lose touch with the gravity
or rather until the movement itself becomes so powerful that the earth zooms out into distance, far away and yet present, all-encompassing. It's at the center of many ambiguities that we find the freshness for the newness. The core of this piece is in the rebellious nature of flowing life, even though as it emerges from the turmoil of time, space, gravity, it's aware that at some level everything is static, probably the level of ideas that we can't access from the point of view of temporality that life exists. Goldberg Variation by Bach, one of the most important pieces he wrote, the only piece that was published during his lifetime and the only one by which he was recognized by his contemporaries as a composer. There is a veil of mystery, however, that glimpses through the fog at the remnants of a historical point that it may have been composed for a pianist named Goldberg, hence the title. The work may have been composed for the purposes of lifting the spirit of the person who commissioned it, hence it became in a way a musical sacrifice. Bach creates in the limitless abilities and through an ever-deepening wonder of limitless surrounding, but then when faced with society he has to submit to the form and set the purpose. This marriage between the musical and visual is a reflection of the above notion, and just as Bach had to submit to the purpose of shifting the spirit, I am submitted to the purpose of each variation in the visual form.